Hi, so this video is to help you to find the equation of a trig graph given the graph. So in this first question here, you can see that we're starting at 0, so it's going to be a sine curve. So you can say that the equation could be y equals a sine nx. Alright, now you can have a look and see here that the period is 2 pi. So that means n is going to be 1. So then we can say our equation is y equals a sine x, because you know sine x has a period of 2 pi. Now to find out a, remember a is the amplitude, we don't actually have a marking here to tell us what the amplitude is, but we've got a point that lies on the graph. The x-coordinate's 1 and the y-coordinate 0.84. So we can sub that into our equation and we can solve that for a. So long as you remember to keep your so that your calculator is in radians mode, and when you put sine 1 in your calculator, you'll get 0.84. So that means a is going to be 1. You can see from this equation. So that means the equation of our graph is just y equals sine x. Okay, let's have a look. I'm not going to do all the ones on these, a couple to give you a bit of an idea. Looking at number 3 now, you can see the period of this graph is pi, and you can also see that it's starting up here. So that means it's not going to be a sine graph, it's going to be a sine graph start down here. It's going to be a cosine curve. So we could say the equation, and we can also see the amplitude here. Starting here, you can see the amplitude right here. That y-coordinate is going to give you an indicator that from there to there is, that distance is 3, so our amplitude is 3. So we can say our equation is going to be y equals 3 cos nx. Now to find out what n is, remember we said the period is pi. So if the period is pi, and remember the formula to calculate the period is 2 pi on n, then we can rearrange this equation to solve for n, and you can see that the pi's cancel and n is 2. So the equation of our graph becomes y equals 3 cos 2x. Pretty cool. Now having a look at number 4. Okay, so number 4 you can see also is not starting at 0, so it's going to be a cosine curve. And what is the period? It's repeating from there. So our period is 8. And we have another point on the curve to help us find the equation, because we don't know what the amplitude is. So we could say the equation is y equals a cos nx. Let's find the period. The period equals 8, and that's 2 pi on n. So n is going to be 2 pi on 8, just rearranging and making n the subject, which simplifies to pi on 4. Okay, so our equation becomes y equals a cos of pi on 4x, or pi x on 4. Alright, substituting in this point that lies on our line, when x equals 1, y equals 3. So, subbing that in, when x equals 1, that just becomes cos of pi on 4. Cos of pi on 4 is 1 on root 2. So rearranging to make a the subject, and you get, so a equals 3 root 2. Therefore our equation is going to be y equals 3 root 2 cos of pi on 4x. Okay, and let's have a look at number 6. Now, starting at 0 indicates it's a sine curve, but instead of going up, like sine normally does, it's going down. So that means it's going to be one of those negative sine curves. Alright, what else do we know about this curve? Well, we can see that the period is 2. So let's use that to work out what n is. Period equals 2, which is 2 pi on n. Oops. N. So what does that make n? N equals 2 pi on 2, which is pi. Alright, so we've got y equals negative a sine of pi x. Alright, what other information do we have? Well, I think it's pretty obvious there that the amplitude is 1. So we can just say our equation is y equals negative sine of pi x.